Yeah, and the beef aren't vaccinated and all that. And then we start our own social media, and it's funny. It's the most censored social media, but we say it's for the good, the true, the beautiful. It's like no swearing, no politics. It's just like,
okay,
what are you building? What are you proud of? Like any interesting things happening, and it like changes your brain chemistry when you're scrolling it. You're like, the world's a good place,
Yeah. We've talked about this a few times, like the focus on building versus a lot of the noticers that like we're doing Jewcast. I think because a lot of people are noticing and it's all the Jews. So, okay, let's have some Jews talk about it's all the Jews. But I think you're a trailblazer in that you see the Jewish involvement in all sorts of things, but you don't say, the Jews control my life. You say, let's build things. Like, can you talk about
not only that, it's funny how you go all the way through the looking glass where you're like, they're providing a service for the noticer. And it's almost like they don't even admit it. I'm like, that's why one of my bits is I'm a proud Patreon supporter of Jacob Rothschild. I'm like, man, he does great work. But it's like, so you might start seeing trends. What happened to me is I was calling out like pedos in Hollywood and people were calling me anti-Semitic. And I was like, what? No, I'm talking about, and I just like list guys. And I was like, oh shit. And then I went through that phase of like, oh yeah, why can't you criticize this? Why can't you do this? Blah, blah, blah. And then our theme was, now what? Like, so like, now what? What are you going to do? Just get mad? And then you realize that there is no the Jews. I don't have to tell you guys that, but it's not like you're on a WhatsApp thing trying to trick the goy.
Oh, that's as far as you know.
No, I know you guys have some chats.
There are chats, and it's a global chat. Like, us, Zuckerberg, we're all in on it.
You're all in, but and then I did this sketch called "Hate Is Great," where it was like a hate group in Idaho, and everything that we're like mad at the Jews about, we're like, how do we really get them? And we just keep becoming better people. it's like. They get us with debt, and it's like, oh, we got to get out of debt. And then we get sober, and then we like get a fan. It's like, oh, they're replacing us. We need to like have kids and have like a good relationship with them. And so at the end, it's these militia guys that are just better people, because that's kind of what I see. Because it's almost like I make fun of Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens more than anybody. I'm like, this is bullshit. It's almost like you're feeding poison to people,
It's Candace is a weird arc. Like that is because I've met Candace. I think she's lovely. I like her, but like sometimes I'm like, wow, this is like I'm cool. Like we on this show, all of us, every single one of us do not believe Israel should get funding. We're America first people. Like we are America. Like we don't live in Israel. We live here. But Candace went from like, yeah, we probably should look at Israel to like, you know what? The Jews are historically evil, and here's why. It's like, holy shit, that arc is crazy. Like, I honestly, yeah, it's like the St. Louis arc, like straight through the roof. I mean, I watch her like progression, and I'm like, it has to be due to clicks. She has to realize that the more she hated Jews, the more she blew up. Because if you want a big following on Twitter or X, simply say you don't like Jews. Like you will look at Jake Shields' growth since he went anti-Jew. Like just look at, and I like Jake. I like him, but I'm like, holy shit. Like he found out an algorithmic winner, and it is the Jews. Like if you just simply say, man, if something happens, if there's like a shooting, like somehow the Jews did this, you're going to get following.
Because I think what it is they tap into, because I know Jake for definitely organic. Like I think Candace, I don't know. She sued someone for calling her the hard N. And like, as someone who loves that word, I'm just kidding. I'm just like, that's N. Weird. It's just weird. Her arc has been very strange. And then like marrying that British Lord guy that's like, they like went on one date and they got married. It just seems like very strange, but I think Jew as a liability shield is where all the energy is. It's not like the people, it's the liability shield. It's that question of like, why can I question things about the 100 Years War and Genghis Khan, but not Hitler and World War II? And it's like, that simple, innocent thing is kind of the fuel for a lot of it because and it backfires because it kind of makes, because then I would like make fun of Hitler for a week. And then those guys got super pissed at me and I called him like a lesbian and shit. Said he had a fupa. And people were like, because what happens is when someone gets like crazy demonized, where you can talk about Che Guevara, Pol Pot, Stalin, whatever, but it's just Hitler. People smell bullshit. And then they go the other direction where if you're like lied about or you're overly demonized, you must be this like awesome guy. And that's the issue I think that's going on right now. It's almost like rebounding where it's like, oh, there's so many lies, so it must be the opposite. And I'm like, no, there's just a bunch of killers run governments, in my opinion. You know, it's not like, you know, and lies are weird. It's tough to even pin down what a lie is and like who's doing it and what the motivation is. That's why I got so into homesteading. I like doing local shit.
Yeah.
This is why I told Owen the first time we talked in like 2018, like, I don't want to be a sacred cow. Like, I don't want there to be some shield where you can't talk about Jews. Everything should be able to be discussed, able to be made fun of. And Owen makes everything that Owen makes fun of, it's funny. Like, a lot of people.
I don't have hate. Like, it really is true. If you have hate in your heart, you can't do a good impression of somebody, you know? So it's like, dude, this is the weirdest thought. There's so much anti-Israel shit now that like the comic in me wants to be like pro-Israel.
Oh, like, that'd be genius.
But again, it's like, I'm just like, because the comic's supposed to like teeter-totter, you know, you're supposed to be like, okay, if everyone's running this way, you do the bit going that way. It's kind of our job. You're not supposed to be like in the mass of the thing. And it's just like, because it doesn't, you know, logically speaking, there's all kinds of shit going on in the world all the time. And it's just odd when people only care about certain things, you know, it's weird.
Absolutely.
Speaking about comedians that only care about one thing and stay in the mass, has Dave Smith ever told a funny joke, Owen?
Well, I mean, Dave ghosted me. I mean, we used to be like buddies, and then, you know, he just kind of ghosted me and then was doing all this shit that like I do all these Jew jokes and I get all this heat and I'm doing it funny.